What's going on, guys? It's Friday, March 26th. I'm out here on some public land, and I'm going to do my first turkey scouting mission of the spring. I was going to come out here this morning to see if I could hear some gobbles. Unfortunately, we had some pretty bad storms roll in last night, and we were under wind advisory until like 11 o'clock this morning, so I just decided to sleep in, come out here this afternoon, do some walking. This is a spot where I turkey hunted last year and saw several gobblers. Saw several toms, and wasn't able to close the deal, but there's about 3 or 4 chunks of woods that I want to check out, as well as 3 or 4 fields. So we're going to cover a lot of ground today, and hopefully we can find some tracks, some scratching. This side that I'm going to check is a river bottom, has a river that flows through the entire piece. So I'll try to check down there by the river and hopefully not confuse geese tracks with turkey tracks. Did that several times last year, but getting pretty excited. Brought my locator calls too, just to see if we can get something to fire up. Matt saw a group of them this morning at work. He's still not quite as fired up as I am, but he was that way last year too, until we started seeing toms and hearing gobbles and stuff. So he'll get there, just give him time. But got some ground to cover, let's get to it. Alright guys, made it back here a little bit, not too far off the road, as you can probably hear some traffic, but got back here along this river here, checking this bank for some tracks. Haven't seen any yet. I figure any tracks that I find today should be fresh from like this morning, since we got all that rain yesterday and last night. So, but I'm gonna walk this river a little bit, and then sorry, got a little close there. Walk this river bank a little bit, and then kind of ease up in where it starts getting drier, and check for scratching and other signs. There's some dude working on something back here, so I'm gonna wait until I get further away before I even try and do any crow calls or anything like that. But need to come back here and fish too, man. Yeah. Alright. I'll keep y'all posted. Stay tuned. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys this. I've been following this deer trail right here. Where's my finger? Right here. And it loops up around that way. And then it opens up into this. And as you can see, already got quite a bit of greenage. I could definitely see turkeys hanging out in here for sure. And man, there's some good cover in here too, man. You could set up right up on that log. There's some big trees. There's a burnt one, probably from a lightning strike. But yeah, man, you could sit up all up in here, all back up on this, and then just watch the screen. It'd be cool to come in here one morning and have one roosted across the river and set up back here and have it fly the river straight into your setup, because that's how it always happens. So, alright, keeping my eye out for sheds too. Haven't found any this year, but this being public land, I'm sure has been ravaged with shed hunters, so I'd be surprised if I find anything. So stay tuned. Well, if this was a deer scouting mission, we'd be in the money. Someone left their ladder stand. Looks like it's been there for a minute. It's all been out of shape. Kind of gutsy putting one back here. This area floods a lot, especially early season, early spring. When we start getting a bunch of snow runoff and everything. I mean, look around, this place is just, all this has been underwater at some point this year. So, finding a ton of deer tracks, some big buck tracks too. Just no turkey sign. Just kind of surprising. But this is the first spot that I wanted to hit. Oopsie. There we go. This is the first spot that I wanted to hit. I've never seen turkeys here. I say never, as last year I never saw any in this area. But up the road to the west is where I did see several toms. Hunted over there a couple times last year. I mean, actually across the road from this woods is, I saw where I filmed those 2 toms last year when I was scouting. So, I mean, I'm sure they come in here. But, I don't know, just haven't found anything yet. Gonna keep trucking though. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Oh boy. Alright, stay tuned. Alright, well, struck out at that first spot. Gosh dang it. Came up here about a half mile up the road. This is the spot last year where I hunted several times. It's actually the spot where I came out that one morning, and as soon as I got out of the truck, a bird fired off back here. So I know there's definitely turkeys here. Heard that crow waiting to see if anything responded back. But I know there's definitely turkeys here in this area. At least there was last year. So we're gonna get back in here, kind of do the same deal. Check out the riverbanks. Get up here where it's not flooded, where it's relatively dry. See if we can find any sign. Let's give it a shot here. Alright, well, this is starting to get a little discouraging. Right now I'm in the spot where last year I hunted that tom. I was set up, I believe, just right back there, and I could see him up here on the other side of this riverbank here. And right now I'm not seeing any sign, no tracks. Plenty of deer tracks, just no turkey tracks. A lot of this is still relatively wet and muddy. Although, and again, I'm not the best with turkey sign, but you know, something's definitely been digging up right there. I just don't see any tracks around it. We're gonna cross down this little creek right here and then work my way back, or work my way west here. Crows have been going off. I've been listening, but nothing's hammering back. Like I said, it's March 26th. I don't know if it's too early for these birds up here yet to be firing off. I mean, I know they gobble, or they can gobble all year round, but a lot of good roosting spots up here now. I just want to find a track, find something. But let's keep going. These guys just made an entrance. And as loud as they were, if there was a tom around, you'd think they would have gobbled. But nothing. Alright, let's keep going. It's definitely pretty back here. Be a heck of a lot prettier if I could find some turkey sign. Well, still no success. I just came through that spot where I hunted a few times last year and had that gobbler out in front of me. I mean, it was like 100 yards or so away, but this is frustrating. I thought for sure I would at least see some tracks down here along this bank. I'm gonna come up here to the north and follow the river till basically it gets to the road, and then I'm not gonna go all the way to the road, but go up here a little bit and then cut in to the woods where hopefully it's a little drier, and try and find some scratching or something. I don't know. I'm gonna go back to the house and look at when I was out here last year scouting. I feel like it was this time, but maybe it was in April. So not gonna close the door on this place yet. Like I said, it's late March, so maybe they just ain't hanging out here right now. And I mean, you can see where a bunch of this has been underwater, so they're just maybe letting it get dried out before they come in here, hopefully. Right. I'm gonna start making my way back to the truck here. Oh my goodness, this is frustrating. I'm in this last little bottom here before I get to the truck. We found tracks in here last year. Once again, it's been flooded, but the water's been gone for a little while. I mean, it's still kind of muddy, but man, I don't know. I got one more field that I want to check, and then that's it. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm getting hungry, so walk through this a little bit and get back to the truck. Maybe that third spot's the charm. Probably not, but ain't gonna know unless we go over there. So we'll see you over there. Well, strike three. Just got back in here to this little chunk of woods. Only plus side is, this field that I walked through is a cut corn field. Plus, it's got about 10-15 yards of like natural grass. And I'm sure the hens will use that later on this spring when they start laying. I think this is the only field behind me that had any type of crop in it. I'm pretty sure, well, the first field that I checked was a cut bean field. The other two were CRP. So you got corn, CRP, beans. But I do like this spot. This is actually the first time I've been back this far. You got more mature hardwoods back here that they could roost up in. You got the river that flows right here beside it. I was actually looking at this log pile right here. It'd be a nice setup in here. There's a little, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera or not. There's a little hill right back here. And you got the log pile. I can just imagine sitting up against that log pile, putting a Jake decoy and a hen decoy up on top of this hill. And if there's anything back here in these mature woods right here, roosted one morning, again, in a perfect world, they would just fly down, come in, that set up, and poof, be home in time for breakfast. But I'm gonna walk up here just a little bit more. Still no tracks, still no scratching. I don't know, makes me a little worried. But like I said, I'm not gonna close the door on this piece of public just yet. I'm hoping maybe it's just a little too early still for some reason, and maybe since it's been flooded so much, I mean, you can tell, I mean, all this grass is just laid down, and you still got a little bit of standing water, so, but it looks like an area the turkeys would be in for sure. They were here last year, so unless they packed their stuff and decided to move elsewhere, they should be in here this year. So, but I know this was a pretty boring video. Unfortunately, I didn't find anything. Ton of deer tracks. Maybe I'll just make this a deer scouting video. I don't know. Definitely come back in here in the fall if I get my saddle. That's for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna walk a little bit more. If I find something, I'll show you. But if not, thanks for checking out this video, guys. Like it, and please don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to work on those subscribing numbers. So we're getting closer to turkey season. Hang in there. There's a light at the end of the tunnel now. So catch you guys later. Thank you.